Today guys, we're doing a review and a contrast and comparison between a Spark and an IXO. Both Le Mans cars, both from 2019. One's a 93 and one's a 94. Same livery, couple of different color variations just because you could tell them apart during the race. But we'll go over the specs first as far as the race specs. For the 94 car, it's a Porsche GT team, LMGTE Pro class, and the drivers were Jamet, Mueller, and Olsen. The car finished 10th in class and 43rd overall, so didn't come close to winning, but at least it finished. The 93 car, which is IXO, was same Porsche GT team, same class, 3rd place in the class, and then 26th position overall, so it did much better than the 94 car. The drivers were Tandy, Pillette, and Bamber. So now we'll start on the differences between the cars. At first glance, they look pretty similar. The main differences you can tell are just some of the sizing of the stickers is a little bit different. The glossiness in the paint. The Spark is much more glossy than the IXO. The livery is very similar, if not identical. Can't really tell much difference there. The windscreen on the Spark is lined and is not on the IXO. What you can tell a real difference is when you pick them up. The weights on these things are very different. We're going to weigh them up here to get a general idea what they actually weigh. All right, move them over here. That's handy dandy scale here for all of my. All right, first we're going to do the Spark. And let's do it like this so you can see the weights. It weighs, I don't know what the hell that is. All right, that weighs 2 pounds. You guys overseas do your conversions. That's the Spark. The Spark is 2 pounds. The IXO is 1.8 pounds, so about, is that 6 pounds lighter? And you can definitely feel it when you hold it, that it's much lighter. So there's that information. Now the other thing, let's do the roll test here. Okay, this is the IXO. It actually rolls. This is the Spark. Yeah, it doesn't roll. The maximum, so yeah, it's pretty much just stuck in one place. All right, so you can tell right here on this front splitter, it looks like carbon fiber. See, you can see the weave there. Well, the sticker anyways. If you look at the IXO, see if we can get it focused here. It's just a flat black piece of plastic. Doesn't really have any carbon look to it. It's just plain. So that's one of the first major differences that I noticed. Second, right, you can see the difference in the lights, the detail and the headlights between the IXO, which is the 93, and the Spark, which is a 94 car. You can also see with the front fog lights, I guess, for lack of a better word. There are stickers on the IXO, and they're actually indented pieces of plastic with a plastic glass or plastic cover over the top of them. It looks like glass. So there's a lot more detail there as well. You can go down to the front pull where they tow it with the tow hook. You can tell the difference there too. The Spark is much smaller than the one on the IXO. All right, this is a side view of the Spark. The grill for the air intake is a little bit more detailed. The side here with I'm not sure what that is. I guess that's a fuel. No, that's not fuel. I'm not sure what that is. Anyways, that's got a little bit more detail. One big difference on this is the wheels. As far as the center lug nuts are a little bit more detailed than on the IXO. The tires are the same. The rims, once again, I can't tell the difference in the rims. The antenna placements are a slight bit different on the Spark than the IXO, but overall, pretty much the same. This is the IXO. As you can tell, there's slight differences here and there, mainly with the stickers. Some of the Spark stickers are textured a little larger or smaller than the IXO stickers. The rims are a little bit different than the Spark rims. They're very similar, but the Spark just has a little better color combination. It's a gold and a silver as opposed to black and silver, and a little bit more detailed. The side windows there look to be pretty much the same. The antennas are in a little bit different spots, but overall very similar. The coloring's a little different just because it is two different sides, different color cars. But what I most notice is the colors, the red and blue on the side. It's much darker and crisper on the Spark model than on the IXO model, for whatever reason. I doubt the cars were any different when they were rolled out because they're using the same livery, so I don't see why that would be the case. All right, if you look at the back of them, very similar once again. There's a little more detail in the Spark. Both rear wings are actually painted on the models. The leading edge here on both models is carbon fiber looking. It's actually textured to look like carbon fiber, which just right on this edge that I can tell. Once again, you can look at the back. The decals are a little bit larger or smaller. The exhaust is a little different on this one on the Spark than it is on the IXO. The Spark looks, pretty much as you'd expect, just a sealed bottom of a car. Nothing much there to see, but overall just a good model. It's supposed to be a limited edition, but obviously it's not marked as such, so I'm not sure how limited it actually is. Let's take a look at the IXO. All right, the IXO bottom is a little bit less impressive than the Spark, but I mean it's equally plain, not much to see there. I guess it does the job, holds them all together. You're not really looking at the bottom anyways. The biggest difference between the Spark and IXO models is actually on the inside, which is surprising since both are sealed resin models. I didn't expect that. The first thing you notice is the roll bars. On the Spark, they're about twice as thick as the ones on the IXO. The Spark also has much more detailed steering wheel and seat with different paint colors that really stand out. This extra interior detail is what really sets the Sparks apart. It's clear that Spark spent much more time and effort making these parts look good. In conclusion, choosing between the IXO and Spark depends on your budget and how much detail you want. The IXO gives you about 90% of what the Spark does. With the last 10%, the fine details is where the price difference shows. The IXO is a great value, but if you can afford it and want the best detail, the Spark is a better option.